Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alex the Grape here, and today we're gonna be yeah, doing a tutorial on how to settle your cities. There's at least 4 cities within the confinements of 30 or perhaps maybe even 40 turns. First thing you're gonna have to do is save immediately on turn 0 and disband unit. Why are you gonna do this? It reviews the whole map, which means it's gonna reveal the location of ancient ruins and and wonders, etc. Huh? It's also gonna reveal the locations of where civs are gonna settle, uh, and where your starting position is. Your starting position as China here uh, is is somewhere around here. You're gonna need if you're gonna need to settle your cities as quickly as you can. You're gonna need production and towards settlers, which means you're gonna need to work food and production and tiles. I mean, this settling position here is great, but I'm gonna move upwards here just so I can get the cattle and wheat. It Resources are your friend when it comes to working in settlers. There's settling on a hill also grants production and towards an early settler or two. One of the attacks that are gonna research first is if you have at least a resource that requires the granary, which it is either deer, bananas, or wheat, you're gonna need to research its pottery. Depending on your game's in speed, you are depending on the as I was saying, depending on the game speed, it it research is gonna be either extremely slow or extremely quick. On quick start here, it's on standard speed, but if you start a new game in a, with the game speed on marathon, all these texts uh, will take you like around 30 to 40 turns to research it. However, if you start on quick speed like me, it'll only take you around like around 4 to 5 turns on average to at least research these techniques. So, well, well, so the game speed will also affect how quickly you get your settlers, but your main goal here is who's to get at 12 production worth of settlers as fast as you can, which means you're gonna need to work on production and food as quickly as you can. When you're scouting, you're gonna need to at least search for your surroundings, even you haven't and decide to chance yourself with not spending your settler already. Yeah, if you're on a lower difficulty, you're gonna need to work at least a worker. If you're on a difficulty that allows the AI to start with at least use a worker, then you're gonna need to find a civ immediately and then steal their worker. ancient ruins and here, with a bit of luck, can play a role in your scouting and settling. You can get a free settler, a free worker, or a bit of gold. Well, workers can help you work tiles quicker, especially the wheat tiles and those, those and and hills. This wheat tiles can grant me like 5 production worth. Earth -1, that's gonna be 4 her production's worth. So how much? What text do you need to research? Well, it depends on your order. It surprisingly, you don't need animal husbandry. You can just work a farm on your cattle. Well, in that so. Yeah. However, if you disbanded your settler and cheated a little, and you'll see that there's horses on the map, you can build a pasture and get extra production. Mining, I don't know. Some other sources that you're gonna get such as deer. Uh, will have extra production if you remove the forest that is on. Yeah, and if you don't have at least it's a couple of resources in range, hills will be an extremely important source of the production here. I have 7 production in here, just by working that tile. Oh. So when it comes to scouting, you can need 1 tile at a time. 1 tile at a time. For example, here, if there's my scouts and this is flat land, and if I move towards one spot, and if there's an enemy here, I can just back off. If you move 1 tile at a time and then to the next, you'll be a bit more prepared on what you're gonna have to do. Well, the tech order here is situational. I mean, in a pottery animal husbandry, I don't know about pottery. Yeah, I mean, animal husbandry. Yes, sorry, this is unscripted. Yeah, but mining and pottery can give you more productive tiles, so you're gonna need to research either of these techs here. Or, or, the techs you also need is riding and all the luxury techs and talent improves that enable you to get services. So look up the Sidwopedia that on tile improvements that will give you oh, info on what improvement can and be worked to give you that precise is happiness is you get happiness from improving luxury tiles, and because you improve the luxury tile, you get that luxury resource. Hills, if you go on hills, also when you're scaling, you'll have a 3 tile range instead of just 2. When it comes to population and at a maximum, you can have like 3 here, and that's it. But the minimum population you can have is 2, since you can have 2 or OP tiles and still gain settlers. As one of the other ways you can also settle 3 cities rather very quickly. Yeah, it's this policy, yeah, where you can train extra settlers. Collective rule. It increases train sales by bumping your production from 12 to 18. Your main goal here, as I may have said, is to get 12 tokens worth. Okay. Based on my surroundings, just alone, on it, I'm gonna need a research counter for the incense. TLDR, go for the tradition. It's more science-based. Granaries can give us +2 food and +3 here for food and for this tile. Lovely tile here. Yeah, we're gonna have like 9 production prior, and after we work this granary, we're gonna have 12 production, 13 production if we can work this farm. Okay, once you work the production extreme, it was time to build up settlers. The faster you can build your settlers by just as improving the tiles with more food, the better off you or capital can do its own business. When it comes to settling locations, you're gonna need to determine a bit between these things. One is resources, such as sheep. It's gonna improve production, and or food. Luxuries are gonna like, improve your happiness once you will work them ace. 3 is mountains, and they give you extra science for the observatory. Yeah, the observatory is, well, situated. You should know what, as in whether or not you're on single player, Diety, or on multiplayer, or playing against multiple people. The fourth and final region for settling in cities to a specific spot is coast. Historically, yeah, even in today, a coastlines will grant you easy and fast movement on trade. Your reasons for settling a city is so more cities equals more science. I mean, it's in a way it's true and false. The reason why it's true is because as the more cities you have, the more science you can produce, and no, it's because as the more cities you have, and the higher the tech cost as in Civ, but in Unciv, I'm not sure if it's the exact same thing. I've settled Shanghai for the observatory here, and the wine here. Workers are painstakingly obvious and essential towards your improvements and expansion, because as you're gonna need to work those luxuries is immediately on a high difficulty like Immortal or Deity. Yeah. If you don't manage to at least is get up your luxuries immediately, you're gonna have a very so-called fun time with growing your cities, and you're gonna need to grow your cities. The more population you have, the more science, which is why I gone for tradition. It's a growth policy. Monarchy and oligarchy are the most strongest of this other bunch here. I'm not gonna tell you why, because this is just a tutorial on how to settle cities. Okay. Okay. So where to next on settling location and here. Okay, yeah, and tech. Cool. Okay, I mean, in and I also forgot that the fifth thing you should consider is how fertile your land is. Because I've had, to be honest, had tundra and snow cities is that had low population, and that low population is not gonna translate to. So be mindful of that fact when you're settling tundra cities. You might not be able to get enough science to will compete in later in the game. Okay, so I know there's a bar pipe up here, and if you leave your settlers unescorted, i.e., it protected it via a military unit, yeah, you're gonna need to be careful about where you place is and put its settlers, because as otherwise is your settlers and maybe workers get destroyed. So be mindful of where are you putting your and and traveling your settlers towards. You really don't want to lose like 60 production and it's worth of work. Okay, I feel very undecided here, so I'm gonna go for trapping. I don't know why that took me a very long time for me to decide to do that. Okay. Oh, one of the most important things about Civ is diplomacy. Yeah. With diplomacy, you can influence greatly how ONs and what will the civs do and behave. If, and when it comes to settling cities, you gotta be aware of settling in other civs. It's very closely, as in forward settling them, because if you forward settle them whole mindlessly like Unciv, just div it in, and let's see how long I can survive the difficulty of it. Yeah, you are not gonna have fun on time forward settling the entire whole world. I mean, if I was you, I would pick a different location. I mean, if I had no choice but to settle next to us or Civ, I would just promise not to settle next to or bribe them. Once they demand, and, and declare friendship as quickly as you can. And once they reach, it's like relationship favorable levels. Also, the demand will happen, and I don't won't get gangbanged. And what? Or you, or you can do what Marbuzier says in one of his vids and just bribe the entire world to war with each other. Make sure you have the resources to do it though. Oh, what? Oh, besides, bribes can be extremely expensive. Be mindful of what you put on the table when it comes to quote unquote trade deals. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's it for her settling at least his like 4 cities within the confinement of 30 to 40 turns. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Guys, like that. Bye bye. Oh look, Russia.